all the way back there, so
Yeah.
we're not going to get this
Yeah,
far
good
to
one.
in the line.
No.
Yeah.
Right here.
Hello, I'm Angela. Did you personally connect with your character Frodo Baggins, and if so, how?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I mean, I think I personally connect to everyone I've played with on some level. I suppose some would be more disturbing than others, but yeah, I think I had to understand where he was coming from, and in order to embody him, and therefore I think there had to be a lot of me wrapped up in that. So, yeah, I mean, I connected to a certain degree, his experience as a coming of age, in a way. You know, he takes this great responsibility of holding this ring and going on this journey to have it destroyed, which in some ways is not dissimilar from my journey as an actor playing that role, taking on this responsibility of playing Frodo. You know, that was massive. That so many people had read the books and had an idea in their head of who this character was supposed to be. So, in a way, I related to that. And at his heart, he was someone I connected with as a human, because he was ultimately, as a hobbit, very much that kind of innocent, human, warm, loving of home and hearth and friends, which I could very much relate to, but also very curious and fascinated by the outside world and someone who wanted to go on adventures. So I connected to so many elements of him, I think. Yeah.
Great question. Thank you.
It's funny, like I haven't thought about that in so long. There's so many of these kind of questions were questions that we would get when we were promoting the movies, so I haven't thought about them all.
Right here.
Hey.
I grew up watching it, and I love the Lord of the Rings films, like I'm right here.
Awesome.
I was wondering, what set was your favorite to work on, and what was it like being surrounded with like Samwise and Gandalf and all these amazing characters? What was it like, your friendship with all of them?
Oh wow. A favorite set. I mean, the Council of Elrond in Rivendell was pretty extraordinary in terms of like a big set that you could walk on and feel like you were immersed in it. That was really amazing. And Bag End is my favorite, I think, of all time. There was no, when you would walk onto Bag End, there was no sense that you were in a set anymore. It just felt like this beautiful, cozy, wonderful home that you wanted to live in. In fact, Peter Jackson built it for himself, so he does live in it. But yeah, that was amazing. And it was really cool going back for The Hobbit because they added rooms that didn't exist before. So before, the set would end kind of by where Bilbo's office was, his kind of den. And then the set kind of went around to a hallway, but then it stopped. There was nothing around the corner. And they built that out more, and then they also put in a whole pantry that didn't exist. So it was cool to see like expansions. And then what was your other question?
Your friendships with everyone else.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we became a family, you know? We spent all of our time on set together, and a lot of us would spend all of our time off set together. So we were together all the time and never got sick of one another. And I think, you know, those 2 months before we started shooting were sort of instrumental in bonding everybody together, making them feel like a family, making them feel like old friends, and we very much became that. And it's a real credit to those connections that by month 10, we weren't tired of one another. We still wanted to go surfing on the weekend or get together. So yeah, I mean, the fellowship in many ways became a family. You don't have an experience like that, and even if there were people that we didn't connect with, which there were, you're still tied to this experience that you share. I don't want to make it sound like it was like a tour of duty or something, but maybe it was like going to college. You know, you go to college, you have this experience, it's singular, only you knew what it was like to do that, and then you're sort of linked to that experience for the rest of your lives, and that is a really powerful bond and a powerful connector. So, you know, we don't see each other a lot these days, largely because our lives have expanded and you know, people have families and kids and live in different places, but it's that thing of whenever we see each other, it's like no time has passed and we're right back to the sort of way we used to be, which is really beautiful.
Thank you.
That's great. So few people have done what you've done, and there's just such a small group of you that understand that similar experience. That's great.
Yeah, it's so wild. It's difficult to articulate to people. I mean, I remember getting back to Los Angeles after we were finished with principal photography, and I was exhausted. I think the most exhausted that I've ever been in my life. And I remember so many feelings that were so distinct and unique, and I'd never felt them before. I mean, I got home and I was like, I don't know what my life means anymore. I've been living in New Zealand. I've been on this schedule, making this thing for so long that I didn't really know how to function. And then when people would ask me about the experience, it was actually difficult to try and articulate it in such a way that they understood what it was really like. In many ways, those appendices on the DVDs are the best document for explaining what it was like to make those films. It's not easy to actually articulate it. You kind of have to show people.
It's kind of doing it a disservice to describe it in a sentence. How was it? It was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was
like a 16 months, but whatever. It was fun. It was good.
Right.
How are you?
Right. And there will never be another experience like it again. And to a certain degree, as similar as The Hobbit was, The Hobbit wasn't the same for everybody. It wasn't the same for Peter. They weren't forging new ground in the same way. It wasn't the first time. You know, those 16 months and then the consequent ultimate 4 years of making those movies will stand on their own as something that happened that will never happen again. You know, that's awesome.
I think we have time for one more question right here.
Are you a Dr. Seuss character? What are you?
I'm from anime.
What is it?
Anime.
Oh, cool. I like your hair.
Could you say your favorite line from Lord of the Rings as Frodo?
Oh man, it's a lot of pressure for 5,000 people. I mean, the one that stands out the most. I feel like I'm gonna totally screw this up. I'm like, he can't do that accent anymore. I will take it, but I do not know the way. What?